Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Just another recent finds video, stuff that's come in over the past few weeks. I think I mentioned one or two videos ago that I did have a decent little order that some stuff I ordered from Japan. So that stuff finally came in. So kind of sharing that as well, and a couple other things I've kind of stumbled across. So let's just kind of jump right into it. We'll start off with the first album here, and this is a band that I wasn't familiar with. I'm sure a ton of people in the VC probably know about them, because every time I say, here's some new band I've never heard of before, there's like 40 people that, "Oh, I've been listening to them forever, and I used to be roommates with that guy, and, his father knew my uncle on my dad's side, and we used to hang out," and, just all kinds of crap. It's just amazing, the amount of knowledge of music in the VC. It's kind of scary, but yeah, this is a new band to me, which is Pluto. And I was just looking at I did a search for music on vinyl pressings on eBay. I was just kind of browsing, and I saw this album cover, and I was like, I have no idea what that is, but that's kind of cool. I need to check it out. So went to YouTube, played about 4 songs off of it, and they were all fantastic. So I was like, I got to get that. But I guess kind of the easiest way that I would describe this, just for someone who has no clue about them at all, like I was, this really kind of, I think about it as Billy Squier going true classic, sometimes kind of hard rock, and not the kind of the 80s guitar rock stuff that he did. But it's just with the vocals and everything on this, I just, when the vibrato and all that kind of stuff, I just get like a Billy Squier feel off of his voice. But it's much more kind of just your 70s in your face classic rock type of stuff. Every now and then you'll find a spot that may feel a little progressive rock, or a little spot that may feel a little psychedelic, but it really is just kind of straight up classic rock. And it just, a really great album. So I was happy to discover them for the first time, which was nice, especially on a music on vinyl pressing, because I do love those pressings a lot. So that's my introduction to them. So if any of you are very familiar with that band and you're familiar with that album, if they have any others you think are very comparable to that, please let me know down below, because I always love it when you guys introduce me to new music, which happens all the freaking time. Moving right along. Next one here. This was an album that I was like so happy to find when I was in the store, and then I was kind of so disappointed after I played it. But this is Zayo, All Else Failed. And for those of you that aren't familiar with them, Zayo is a metal band, a very good metal band, but they're kind of a Christian metal band. If you read their lyrics, you'll see that they're very, not hiding, and very kind of right up front Christian lyrics. But if you listen to them and you don't know the lyrics, most people would have no clue whatsoever that, oh, that's what they were saying. So they're definitely ones that rock it very hard, very metal. They just choose not to do it anything even on the lines of evil, if you will. So, I've always loved this band. Very great stuff. And I almost skipped over this in the store, because this is the actual CD cover. And this was the first album that introduced me to them as well. So it's kind of my favorite. So just, when you're flipping through and you see this, and I'm just glad I looked down to see the name. And it's like, oh, so that's just the album reissue, just a different cover. Now, it said remastered, which was totally fine. This is where kind of the disappointing piece came in. Because I brought it home, threw it on. It's like, yes, that's the Zayo All Else Fails album. But my favorite song is Psalm 77, or PS 77. That's my favorite song by them. And that is the one song they completely screwed up on this release. I don't even know if you can even call it a remix or remaster or whatever it is. It's like the vocals were not even on timing with the song, and the guitar riffs. Like, it honestly sounds like a mistake. Like they accidentally sent the wrong master tapes off. And it just ticked me off so much. Because again, 90% of the rest of the album sounds just like the CD. they just decided to take my one song, my favorite song off of the album, which again is PS77, and just screwed it up. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been that disappointed in throwing an album. I have no idea why they did that. But I mean, at least the rest of the album was good. You know, there's other great songs on there like Foresight and All Else Failed, and you know, a number of other good things. But again, I mean, they have probably what 10 albums out, 12 albums, something like that. And my favorite song by them and all the albums, that's the one they screw up on this stupid remaster, whatever you want to call it. So that kind of ticked me off, but you know, still, that's just gonna happen sometimes. Next one here, Pyconnor Audio. This is Stasis. I was not familiar with them. This is one of the albums I picked up through the eardropping. You know, as I was in the store picking up that Zayo when I was browsing around and they were playing this, and I just never heard it before. So I went up and asked, hey, what's that you guys playing up there? And he showed me this, and it's only like $12.99 too, for, you know, a brand new pressing. So that was pretty nice. I went ahead and picked that up too. This is just kind of all instrumental, I guess. I don't know if you call it a post-rock type of thing, but actually, I wouldn't necessarily put it like that, because it really sounds more so like LCD Sound System 4533, that album that I love so much. It's like that, but a little bit slower tempo, a little bit more mellow, but same type of just instrumental stuff. And again, it's another new band to discover while just kind of eardropping in a store. SOS Band on the Rise. This is more of a replacement because I found this kind of perfect mint copy. It was only a couple dollars, so. But yeah, definitely my favorite SOS Band album. And this is for, you know, people that really love their 80s R&B. This is one of my favorite bands from that time period. So on here you have songs like Just Be Good to Me, and but you know, probably my favorite song by them, which is Tell Me If You Still Care. Just a pure 80s R&B jam right there. I was just listening to that song earlier today. But yeah, if you love 80s R&B and for some reason don't know the SOS Band, you must check them out. Now the rest of the pieces I have here are the Japanese pressings that I picked up, and pretty common titles. Matter of fact, most of these are kind of replacements of just regular pressings that I have of these albums. So if anyone needs some nice copies of anything I'm about to show you, you know, just like, you know, regular U.S. pressings or whatever, let me know, because I kind of have them. I'm going to be getting rid of them. But Stevie Nicks. And this is The Wild Heart. And of course, you know, everyone knows all of Stevie's stuff. Another one of her fantastic albums. So here you have Stand Back, and, you know, just all kinds of great stuff. Stand Back is probably my favorite song by her out of her solo career. I loved watching her perform that live when I saw Fleetwood Mac just a couple years ago, and man, seeing her on stage perform that, it was awesome. So definitely a nice addition to the collection, as well as my favorite Sheila E. album, which is Romance 1600. This is when Sheila E. was under her Prince spell. I always find that funny because, you know, whether it's Sheena Easton or a number of different women, you can always kind of look at their album covers and tell, yeah, that's when Prince had him under his spell. Because excuse me, you know, the influence just like washed all over them. But you know, biggest hit off of this album is definitely the song Love Bazaar, which is a very cool song. One thing too that I always find kind of funny when I look at this album cover, because even after all these years, it still puts this feeling in my stomach. Sheila E. was in the movie Crush Groove, which was kind of a big, I guess, was it mid 80s movie that, you know, had Run DMC, and it had the Fat Boys, and it had LL Cool J in it, Curtis Blow, Dr. Jekyll, Mrs. Hyde, the Beastie Boys. It was just kind of like all the big stars of that time did this movie, and Sheila E. was in it. Well, when Sheila E. is on stage performing in this little club, the song Love Bazaar, Prince does a little vocal thing kind of in the middle of it. And it always pissed me off that this guy was on stage mouthing like he was singing Prince's part. And it just always bothered me so much. And I guess even still to this day, when I see his face, I'm just like, you idiot. And I hate him just because he tried to mouth Prince's part in that movie. But you know how Prince does his yeah scream or whatever? Like, he does that in the song. And just the fact that you're like, dude, don't even just, it's Prince. Like, don't even try it. But just some hurt and pain I keep from my childhood. No, I just find it kind of funny. But moving right along, another great classic piece, Jermaine Jackson, self-titled here. And of course, this has one of my favorite songs by him too, which is "Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming," which is a song that he did with Michael Jackson. Very, very great track. Probably arguably my favorite track by him. Little Billy Joel, Glass Houses. Definitely, a good Billy Joel album. Not my favorite by him, but definitely a solid album. And Little Rick Springfield, Living in Oz. Yeah, I do like Rick. What can I say? I liked him back then in the 80s, so pretty much means I still love him today. And this is the one that has Affair of the Heart, which is kind of one of my favorite songs by him. And my boy, Rod Stewart. Another great piece. This is Camouflage. Probably one of my top 3 favorite Rod Stewart albums. Mainly because I love 80s Rod. Of course his early stuff is fantastic. Later stuff he did was good too. But 80s Rod, man, that's just, albums like this and, Out of Control. Out of Control is probably my favorite Rod Stewart album. Haven't got a copy of that yet, but I definitely would like to get a Japanese pressing of that. So hopefully that'll happen soon. But yeah, Camouflage, Infatuation. Some Guys Have All the Luck. Just 80s Rod. That's all I can say. And then the guy I was just talking about a few minutes ago, Billy Squier. This is Don't Say No. Probably my favorite album by him. Songs on here like The Stroke, obviously was a huge hit. My Kind of Lover, Lonely Is the Night. So, a lot of big hits on here, but my favorite track off of this album is In the Dark. I just think he kills it on that song. It's one of the few kind of rock type songs that actually makes me want to dance, which is kind of weird. But yeah, that's my favorite song by him, and I think it's just fantastic. That's definitely my favorite album overall. So I was really excited about that. It's a beautiful piece there. And got 2 more here. The classic Night Ranger, going back to more that what I label as 80s guitar rock. This is definitely my favorite album by them as well. Stuff like You Can Still Rock in America, When You Close Your Eyes, which I think was the first song I ever really heard by them. But yeah, just great 80s guitar rock right there. And last but not least, A Little Rat Out of the Cellar. Again, another album that you guys know inside and out. This is definitely a good pickup too, but again, if someone is in need of a copy like this, I have a really, really mint reissue that I bought, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, a year ago or something like that. So I definitely have a very, very nice copy of this if someone is kind of in need. And you're, looking for a reissue. It sounds really good. Nice 180 gram vinyl pressing that sounds fantastic. But yeah. So again, there you go, VC. Just recent stuff that's kind of come in here and there. And of course, as always, let me know what you guys think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, VC.